All right. Just a Fan Podcast, NFL edition. Haven't done one of these in another 3 million years. That was the very first episode, actually, was an NFL podcast. So, going back to our roots.
Yeah. No.
I mean,
Yeah.
MMA is truly our root, but NFL,
Yeah.
there's no news. We'd be more active with it, but there's just not much because of.
But this week, we've been provided with some news, some good stuff.
Well, yeah, just a little bit of money, you know.
Yeah, a smidge.
Yeah, chump change.
It's actually, I think it's the highest paying contract in North American sports history.
Jesus Christ.
Patrick Mahomes, for those of you who do not know, it's old news by now, but got a 10-year, $503 million deal. And that includes the incentives that he could potentially gain. So realistically, that $503 million is not likely. He'd have to win a Super Bowl and an MVP every single year for the next 10 years.
Mm-hmm.
Probably not going to happen. But, that's... He has a potential to gain $503 million.
Yeah. I mean, I could see a good chunk of those years him being the MVP, which is just insane to say. I mean, barring, injury and all those things. But
yeah,
healthy.
I mean, and also the league will kind of, say he wins a couple.
Yeah, the
league will kind of do what they do with Tom Brady, where they just okay, you can't win anymore. No, enough.
Okay.
Plus, I mean, there's plenty of good, young quarterbacks that are in the league right now, like Lamar and Deshaun Watson, who could definitely steal some, guys that we don't even know yet, like Trevor Lawrence and Joe Burrow.
Exactly. What do you think this means for quarterbacks that are playing right now in the NFL when they're negotiating contracts? How do you think this affects?
I saw Deshaun Watson was pretty excited about it. People are talking about Dak Prescott and what it could mean for him, but. To me, if I was a team, I'd be kind of excited because at least for the next few years, you don't go higher than Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah.
Because no disrespect, but you're not better than him. He's the best quarterback in the NFL right now, the best player in the NFL. I don't think that's
a benchmark.
To me, it caps off. Now nobody else can hit that number. In a few years from now, maybe as the cap rises and whatnot, but. I think for the Cowboys, for the Texans, the Bears don't have to worry about that because Trubisky's not good. But even guys like Joe Burrow, 4 years from now, 5 years from now, and Tua Tagovailoa, those guys probably, you don't go higher than that. That's where we're at right now. $45 million a year is about the mark. And also, where do you go from that?
I was just going to say,
do you get to $60 million a year? That's crazy.
That's just is ridiculous, but.
Now, if the cap continues to rise and the NFL continues to make a lot of money, then of course that will make sense. Pay the players what they deserve. But
where does it stop? That's the thing that I'm most intrigued about.
Yeah.
I'm on CBS Sports right now. It says ranking the 10 most overpaid players in the NFL. Who do you think it is? If my internet works,
Todd Gurley should be number one. Right?
Numero uno, Todd Gurley.
Really?
I'm saying. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I think it's Todd. I think Todd Gurley should be up there.
My laptop is.
You'll see Jared Goff. I'm assuming
right now. Okay, here we go. Okay, number 10, Olivier Vernon. Olivier. Jesus.
Defensive end.
Yeah.
Got that ad.
Jesus Christ! What is this?
Free advertisement right there.
I know they're getting free advertising on our. Unbelievable. Jesus Christ.
On the 3 views.
Jesus. I couldn't even find it either. That's how they get you. You're looking for the video, can't even find it.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so
they put multiple X's.
It's like an Easter egg hunt. But what? Yeah. Okay, so Vernon, would you agree with that?
I mean, I guess, he's not that crazily impactful. Defensive end.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, sure. I don't know what his contract looks like, but
yeah,
apparently it's too much. Just off the top of my head, I can think Jared Goff and Todd Gurley.
Yeah, Jared Goff is on the thumbnail of the thing. So it's like
he's not even that bad, but he definitely is getting paid more than he should be.
Yeah, because he got that deal when he still hasn't done anything really.
Well, the crazy thing with but in his case for sure, the Rams are in such a tight space right now as far as cap goes that they had to get rid of Todd Gurley, who was a part of that.
I mean, we knew David that was. Everybody knew that was coming though. They blew their load with their acquirements that one year where they're getting everybody.
Yeah.
They're just like, okay, like
basically. Well, then you give up draft picks and assets. Then
exactly.
You have
but
no
it
way
was
to
for the
replace
short
these
term.
guys.
They wanted that. They wanted that LA ring.
Yeah. Well, they didn't get it.
Yeah. Well, I think
this is something that people have talked about it with the Chiefs and with Patrick Mahomes. Like, he's going to take up so much of your salary. What's going to happen come time to sign the Tyreek Hills or hell, Chris Jones this year for them, who's sitting out?
Is a motherfucker though. Like he's truly
he's an overcomer.
Yeah,
he's an overcomer.
Yeah, exactly. He's truly like you can surround him with, I mean, decent weapons.
Yeah,
and you win.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, so you don't need to keep like your best guys. You can always get these role guys. You know, they know their role, and then you let Mahomes, get in the driver's seat, walk away, just give him the keys, and just walk away. And
Brett Veach and Andy Reid have shown a good job of building the team and building around him, surrounding him with pieces.
They know what they have.
It's just gonna be.
They know what they have.
Yeah,
Reid's not
selecting
stupid.
through the draft and.
Reid is not stupid.
Not giving up draft picks, not being desperate like we've seen other teams be, and I think they'll be fine. Also, $45 million for him. That's and like I said, about 5 years from now, that could look like a little bit. That won't even be that much, possibly.
Yeah.
Compared to what some of these other players may get paid, maybe getting paid. Some of the other quarterbacks in particular.
Mm-hmm. Jesus, did you see that the Chiefs were not the Chiefs? The Redskins are probably going to change their logo.
Yeah, that's one of the bigger stories, and even now their coach Ron Rivera came out last week and said that he's all for this. He's pushing for it and thinks it could be done even before the season starts. Apparently, the Washington Warriors is the name right now that they're expecting. Like that's the lead candidate for the name change, which generic. It works out fine, and I think it's. Definitely more respectful than the Redskins.
I think the 4 Redskins fans that are alive today and are around walking
Luke
among
Thomas
us,
and 3 other
exactly
who knows
bus drivers. I think they'll be okay with it.
Exactly.
It's not like they're changing the Patriots name or something like that. It's just like
yeah.
I mean, I don't care.
No.
Simply.
What else? I mean, if you want to make the team better, change your ownership. That's
the exchanges. You see that they there's no more exchanging jerseys during the games, after the games.
And you see that players are obviously trashing this. It's like,
I mean, yeah, but at the same time, also, who cares? Even if I'm a player, it's like I don't care.
Who cares? But I guess their point is like we're going to be tackling each other.
Yeah, but.
Getting face to face, like all this other stuff. Is that really going to be the thing that gets us corona?
If they really want to do it, just do it behind closed doors. Why do you have to do it? During the game.
Yeah.
They're not going to fucking enforce that. That heavily.
Yeah.
So it's like parking lot just be like, hey, bro, exchange jerseys.
Yeah, I guess with the NFL, it's like the people who make these rules. That's not a safety rule. That's ridiculous.
Yeah, it's simple. So who are the?
I think I want to talk about something real quick before Raheem Mostert, the Niners running back. He had a really nice second half of the season, going into the playoffs. Had a very nice Super Bowl, and especially against the Packers in the NFC Championship game and against the Vikings. He was a key part of the offense, just running the football. I think he averaged over 6 yards a carry, and it was just really dynamic. Requested a trade from the 49ers. There's a dispute right now for, I think it's either $1.4 or $2.4 million. That's what he wants more. And I think that for Mostert, this isn't a, I understand get your money, but you're a 28-year-old running back who's been cut by 6 different teams.
Yeah.
Really, that was that 8-game stretch that's all you've done so far in your career.
It was a good stretch though.
It was a damn good stretch. Yeah, for sure.
It was a good stretch, and I think he can get that kind of money from a team though, personally.
Where? There's what team needs a lead running back? And would he be a lead running back in a different system? I mean, Kyle Shanahan's system is kind of known for being able to get the most out of running backs. That's why this guy, their backfield is made out of undrafted free agents.
Yeah.
Other than Tevin Coleman, who they paid last year, which realistically the Niners cut Tevin Coleman, saved a couple $1 million, and give it to Mostert. But when George Kittle, your team captain and really the heart and soul of the team, is saying, he's not going to sit out during training camp because he's a captain and it's his duty to be there. I don't see what ground you have to stand on to sit out and to ask for a trade. If like I said, the team captain,
some people are built differently though.
Saying that kind of,
Kittle's a special breed, but a lot of these a lot of these football players, they're just,
I don't.
They whine.
Yeah, I mean, it's athletes. Yeah. So I think it's athletes in general. But
what teams? That's because that's another article right here. Top teams Mostert could be traded to. What do you think right now? What are you thinking? Which teams?
Off the top of my head, I mean, the Rams are a team that they don't have the draft. They don't have the capital.
Yeah.
They run a similar. They run a similar system. And they just got rid of Todd Gurley, but they did just draft a running back in the 3rd round out of Florida State. His name is escaping me right now, but pretty good running back there. So, Cardinals don't really need him. I'm trying to go by division. Packers, Vikings, Lions drafted a running back. I really can't think of any. Buccaneers.
They don't really have that's the one that stood out to me. What I was thinking of was Buccaneers.
They got Ronald Jones, but other than that, I guess they don't have much else as far as running backs go. That'd be a good fit. Yeah, that'd be an interesting fit.
What do you trade him for though? Picks?
I think people are saying like a 3rd or a 4th or a 5th round pick. Which, if you're the Niners, you don't do that. You let him sit out. I mean, this is a tough business. I think as a Niner fan, and I've realized this a lot on Twitter too. I have I follow a lot of Niner pages and fans and stuff like that, and I think we have to kind of come to grips with when you're a good team, you are going to lose players that you like a lot. Like DeForest Buckner. If you would have told me he wasn't going to be a Niner 2 years ago, if he wasn't going to be a Niner now, I would have told you you're crazy. How the hell are we going to get rid of him? He's one of the best players on the team, but I think you have to realize guys like maybe even Deebo Samuel a few years from now. Are the Niners really going to pay, 2 receivers? Are they going to pay him and are they going to pay the receiver we drafted this year, Brandon Ayuk? Probably not. We'll probably end up losing one of those guys. We're going to keep Kittle and, we got to pay Bosa. So is Eric Armstead going to be the team after his next deal is up? I don't know. Most likely not, We'll have to end up, paying other guys. So I think there are pluses and minuses to being a good team, and one of those minuses happens to be that you're going to lose guys that you liked a lot, and hopefully your team can build through the draft and try to get bargain free agents and get the most out of them. And that's where I trust Kyle Shanahan. The Niners got Jermichael Hasty, an undrafted free agent this year, running back. Could he be what Raheem Mostert is? Maybe he won't be as good or as effective this year, but that's not to say in a couple of years he couldn't be. Like I said, it's not like Mostert was some highly touted prospect that came out and just didn't hit his ceiling fast. It's he was a guy who was kind of leapt out to drive by multiple teams, got a chance on the Niners to be a special teamer, and made the most of his opportunities as a running back. I trust in Kyle Shanahan to get the most, especially as far as offensive players go. I'm not scared to lose a guy like Raheem Mostert. I'd love to pay him. He seems like a really good dude, but at the end of the day, this is a business, and some things are going to be ugly.
Yeah. Well, that's going to hurt. I know the Raiders will take him. He could be a...
Yeah, they have a good running back.
But he's obviously, he can be in a committee. He could be in a committee, so...
Yeah, definitely.
It could be good.
It's always good to have a couple of good running backs.
But that's pretty much...
Just a shoulder.
That's pretty much it for the NFL news, right? I'd say.
Yeah, as far as news goes, that's definitely it. I do want to say real quick, just like college football wise, we're seeing reports today that the Big Ten and the ACC is now following their lead also. It's very likely that's going to be just playing conference games, so that would suck. We're going to be losing a lot of good college football games if we just play in conference, especially for the ACC, where although they're a Power 5 conference, they don't have that deep of a conference.
Their league isn't very deep.
For Clemson, for instance, they're going to have a pretty easy run to a playoff, or is it not going to be playoff? I don't know what
who knows.
NCAA's plan is as far as that goes. Maybe they're thinking by December there'll be more, we'll have coronavirus under more control. We'll just December, January, when the a national championship and playoff usually is. But it's looking like we may get a conference-only college football this year, which would be disappointing. But at the end of the day, as long as there's football back, I don't think any of us will be complaining.
Yeah. As long as we get sports slowly back, UFC leading the charge, we'll be happy.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that's another one in the books. We'll keep pushing out these videos as much as we can. Yeah.